It started with a message that glowed on my wristband. Mother requests your presence for dinner. Simple, polite, and absolutely terrifying. When your best friend happens to be an alien from Zilara Prime, dinner can mean anything from polite conversation to interspecies digestion. Xyrix was my closest friend at the Intergalactic Cultural Academy, a six-eyed Zilarian with a habit of quoting human movies in the wrong context. We'd survived exams, wormhole turbulence, and a cafeteria riot over synthetic noodles together. But meeting his mother? Regretting myself for a moment. Yes, Xila's voice echoed in my mind, vibrating the air around us. Every guest must prove their worthiness to dine in my presence. Dishonesty, fear, or selfishness. Any of these, and the meal ends prematurely. I froze as a shimmering barrier rose around the table, separating us from the rest of the room. The food paused mid-motion, hovering unnaturally. Then I felt it, a tugging at the edges of my mind, probing, sifting through memories and intentions. This wasn't just a conversation. It was a mind duel, a telepathic challenge that tested courage, honesty, and the strength of one's spirit. Images flashed, my childhood, moments of fear and triumph, the bond I shared with Xyrix, and even the mistakes I had tried to forget. Xila's presence sifted through every truth and lie. Panic clawed at me. One misstep here could end with me. As dessert, I thought grimly. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, letting go of pretense. Instead of hiding my nervousness, I let it show. I admitted my doubts, my insecurities, and my genuine desire to understand Zilarian culture. The probing pressure in my skull shifted, then eased. Xila's eyes, or what I interpreted as them, softened. "You are different," she said, resonating warmth through my mind. "Few humans endure this trial with honesty. You may continue your meal, and your presence is tolerated." Relief crashed over me like a wave, but I realized the true test had only just begun. Understanding the mind of an alien matriarch was far more than surviving dinner. The tension that had gripped me all evening began to melt, replaced by a strange sense of clarity. Xila's gaze was no longer probing, it felt almost contemplative. The air vibrated with a gentle hum, as if the entire room were exhaling. Xyrix's tentacles twitched nervously beside me, but I noticed a faint smile curl across his usually impassive face. "You survived the trial," Xila said, her voice resonating softly in my mind. "But that was not the purpose of this dinner." I swallowed. "Then, what was?" "To understand trust, friendship, and authenticity," she answered. "You humans speak much of loyalty, but few demonstrate it truly. You have shown courage, sincerity, and respect, not through strength, but through honesty." I realized then that the telepathic duel had not been about testing my abilities, it had been about revealing my character. All the fear, all the flailing attempts to appear worthy, they weren't necessary. Xila had been looking for the truth in my intentions, and in doing so, she had invited me into something deeper than a meal, the beginnings of a family bond that transcended species. The table resumed its gentle movements, dishes returning to their organic flowing forms. Food no longer wriggled nervously, it settled peacefully. I tentatively tasted a glowing, translucent dessert that seemed to hum with contentment. Xyrix laughed softly, relief evident in the vibrations of his voice. "You are welcome in my family," Xila's voice echoed, reverberating with warmth I hadn't expected from a creature so alien. "Your presence honors us." For the first time all evening, I felt truly at ease. Dinner had started with fear, but it ended with understanding. The matriarch had accepted me, not just as Xyrix's friend, but as an ally, a guest, and perhaps even a part of her extended family. And somewhere deep inside, I knew I would never look at dinner invitations the same way again.